Hello friends, today topic is nurses being let go. Let's rant.
So, I got suspended from my job. Me being mindful, I guess wasn't very mindful at all. I got put into the office and told that I had to be a professional nurse, and although they didn't see anything wrong with the video and it wasn't negative, I had to be a little more mindful about my coworkers and how they may feel. Dogs surely holler, don't they? That's crazy. Because if you're that nurse, right? But one thing I've never understood was why people go look up their coworkers. Like, what makes you go look up your coworkers? Because I honestly highly doubt that they just bumped into that video. Just a few girls at my job who would always say, "Oh, girl, you famous. I didn't know you was famous." And then I look like, dang, they follow me on social media. But I know who I am. I know I'm a content creator, right? But who would have thought, right, that would lead to like them just going down my whole page, seeing what else I posted. And now it turned into a full-blown investigation. But I haven't even posted nothing, especially negative. All my videos I do on my lunch break. You know what I mean? So like, what's tea? Well, that's crazy how people really would hate on you so bad. Spread positivity. And in my eyes, I don't see nothing wrong with the video. I don't. So, you know, I guess we're just trying to see. I asked her, like, well, do you think I'm not going to have a job? Or she was like, I'm going to be honest, I don't know. You know, because I violated the hospital policy. And you know what? What God has for me, God has for me, right? If this job ain't for me, then God clearly wanted me out of there. And that's fine. I'm never going to dim my lights for anything or anybody, ever. Sorry, y'all, that's my son. I don't have a man that sleeps with me at night, you know. Yeah. You know, I'm just a single mom out here trying to do what I gotta do to feed my kids and, you know, to provide generational wealth. Because I'm sorry, them little checks the hospital pay me, the crumbs, barely pays my bills. So this is my side income. And clearly, it was a very impactful video that went viral. And that speaks volumes, because help your techs, help your nurses. Teamwork. Yeah. I got suspended, y'all. And pending investigation, don't know if I'm gonna have my job. I don't know. So we'll see. I'm gonna still keep posting. Still remain positive. Still do what I gotta do. Y'all know I'm selling digital products. Click the link in the bio. Support. Go and start your journey today. So much money in here. And like I said, what God has for me is for me. I made 2 months salary from the hospital. What I would make at the hospital in 2 months, I've made that literally in 9 days. Doing digital products. Being consistent on social media, going viral. $2 grand for that video. I advocate for my patrons. I advocate for my techs and my coworkers. But right is right. Wrong is wrong. And guess what? I have freedom of speech. So I guess if that violates hospital policy, then hey, maybe I don't belong there. Have a blessed day.
I've only been fired or let go of one job as a registered nurse, and it was here in the city of Austin, Texas, for some very malicious reasons. And today I went to go take an aesthetic nursing class, and one of the girls in the class is part of the reason I got fired. Yeah. So let me tell y'all what the hell happened, okay? I walk into the class. I came in like a couple minutes late. So I didn't even get to like see everybody in the class. I just kind of sat down. A couple people came in after me, and we just got the party started. Once we're done with the instructional, like the lecture portion, they're like, oh, let's go take a photo. And then after we take the photo, then we are going to take like a bathroom break, and then we're going to do our clinical, like our sign off or check off portion. Okay. So while we're taking a picture, all of us in front of the sign, I see the side of her face, and I don't say anything. I see her like trying to stop and talk to people, and I'm trying to walk to the bathroom. And she stops me, and she's like, hey. And she goes to reach out for my elbow, and she goes, hey, do you remember me? And I said, yeah. And I pulled back. I was like, yeah, I remember you. And she goes, she looked so like genuinely confused. And she's like, no, you must not remember me. Remember, we worked in blah, blah, blah hospital in the ICU together? And she tried to reach out and touch me again. I was like, yeah. I remember you. The look on her face, y'all. This entire time, she had done something so sneaky and malicious. And she was under the impression that I didn't know what she did and how she was a part of me getting fired. So she walked up to me in front of all of these people trying to be friendly and be in my face like, oh my God, I was wondering if I was going to bump into someone that I know here. And I was like, this whole freaking time, she thought that I did not know what she did, y'all. This is the part about being sneaky. When you're sneaky and you're messing with God's children, especially God's favorites, we know. We know a lot more than you think that we know. And on top of the fact that intuitively, right at the very moment you were being sneaky, I knew what you were doing. On top of that, other people in that hospital really, really liked me. So after I left, they let go of me, they canceled my contract. They had just renewed my contract. I just signed a brand new contract renewal for another 3 months. I just got my brand new schedule for another 3 months. And then they told me, oh, we don't need your help anymore. We're going to cancel your contract. So everybody was shook. They were like, of all the nurses here, like, why would we get rid of Nikita? She's one of the most experienced ICU nurses. The patients love her. The staff here loves her. Like, why? So everybody, I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of people reached out to me and tried to be like, girl, what happened? I was at that hospital for a year total. I started there as a traveler, and eventually they got rid of all the travelers and they gave us all local contracts. So I was at that hospital for a little over a year. And during that time, I was one of the most experienced ICU nurses, and they would float me to a lot of other different units, okay? So I floated to the emergency room. I worked in pre and post-op for surgery. I worked in the mother-baby unit. I worked in labor and delivery. I worked in med-surg, and I worked in the ortho med-surg unit. So every time I would float to these units, the people there really liked me and they would request me to come back. So I worked on all of these units multiple times. So I know people all throughout the entire damn hospital. Okay? So if you thought that you were going to be sneaky and malicious and I wasn't going to find out about what you did, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. And all of a sudden, here you are trying to be in my face. You thought me and you were going to be friends? Ever? I mean, ever. Not in this plane of existence. Not in the next life. 5 lives from now. I'll still remember. Yeah. If you're going to be sneaky, you're going to do malicious shit, why don't you just stand 10 toes down in it? Why don't you just be the nasty creature that you are? Because all you did was run and act like they were not going to treat you the way that they treated me. Maybe you thought that you were different than me. Yeah. But anyways, What an interesting situation to treat people like shit in a town as small as Austin and think that you're not going to run into them, or that when you run into them, they're not going to remember you. No, I remember you. Don't touch me. Don't talk to me.
Go to work and do the best job you can and go home. That's the best thing you can do. What do you think about this? Comment down below and thank you for watching until next time.